kind of gives you a few ideas of what to say when people approach the table. But for this one, I just kind of, this is how I had my table set up yesterday. So I tried to set up with the cookie baking coming up. I made sure that I had something that kind of showed that, and I put our little all-occasion cookies there with maybe, you know, a few pieces that you need. And then I always do free shipping at the show. People tend to order more that way, right there on the spot. And then I usually offer something for booking a party that night. And of course, they're not going to get it until they host their show. But and then, you know, I just try to put out a few pieces that are like the power tools that we, you know, sell a lot of, the Rock and the grill pan. And then this one is available to host in December, so I put the sheet there. And then I always offer a prize giveaway. So I always pick something different. This time I did a cookbook, and I also put free dessert and appetizer party, and of course everybody wins. You know, if they don't win the cookbook, which I do give away, and they always win a free party. So, you know, you call everybody and say, oh, you won, and then they're all excited. So, and then I leave out a couple catalogs. I don't give everybody a catalog, but I do hand out, I actually just got this from whatever Marie posted on P-Chef Team. But it said, thanks for stopping at my Pampered Chef booth. And it has my information and a few, little tidbits about the business, and not necessarily joining business, but just what we do. And if you've never heard of us, you know, here's what we offer. And then there's 2 recipes on there, and I actually changed one. I did the peppermint brownie trifle and the fabulous fajita pizza. And then I created a little square here that had the upcoming specials. So even if they, like, walk by with, like, you know, not even looking, don't talk to me, I say, would you like a recipe? And everybody always wants a recipe. So I just hand them this, that way they have my information, they have the upcoming specials, they have a few recipes, and, you know, they go on their way. If I can't, you know, start up a conversation with them and they just totally want to walk by. So if they do want to start up a conversation, usually I say, you know, have you heard of the Pampered Chef? Are you familiar with them? Do you have any products at home? I have a lot of people tell me that they don't like to cook, or they don't cook anymore. And so then I just kind of ask them, like, what do you do for dinner on a regular basis? Do you go out every night, or do you order stuff in? Do you get pizza? You know, so I kind of still find something that they could use. You know, the pizza stone, they could keep their pizza warm on there when it comes, so if anybody's coming home late, things like that. So, and then, you know, as I ask them if they want to get in on the raffle. I do give out a few catalogs if they want one and they seem interested. And you know, sometimes at the vendor events they have swag bags. You know, like they're going to give out 100 of those. For yesterday's, I got 100 of these, and I gave them to put in everybody's bag, because last year I did that and I had orders like crazy, just online orders that I had no idea who they were. So, you know, they get this little cute holiday mini catalog and they want something, and they go online and they place an order. So that's what I did this time. Sometimes it's just a recipe card. Sometimes I just put my business card. But I try to put something in there so they have my information.
You know what? Just really quick.
Yeah.
Old catalogs is another option.
Yes.
If you have any of the old catalogs.
Yeah, you can just put something on there that says, you know, this catalog is old. Or you don't even really have to do that, I guess. And then they can just take one with. So if you have a lot of extras. And old minis, too. And I have a few recipes out here and there in the Join Us. And, you know, I try to bring up as much as I can while they're standing there.
Now, do you do anything to engage them? Like, if you have a long day, one of the things that sometimes I've done is have an easel and say 1 o'clock salsa demonstration, 2 p.m. You know, taffy apple something.
Yeah.
You know, like I might have garnishing demo 3 p.m. If I was there for a couple hours and I was wanting to draw people in at different times.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that is a good idea. Most of the ones that I do are on the shorter end. They're more in the evening rather than on the weekend. But I have done where, you know, I've had a couple little prizes, and I'd say there's a drawing at 7:30, 8:30, and 9:15. So put it in, you know, and then I draw at those times, so then people kind of hang around, and then they're more apt to fill out the form if the drawing's going to be in like 20 minutes, you know, so then they kind of hang around, so that's a good idea, though.
And if you ever do a booth with 2 people, I like putting a card table, like have the booth in the back and then the card table kind of up front, so it makes the booth like an L shape where people have to come through. And the little card table is where I'd be doing like the demo. But then I would put any samples behind me on the table so that they'd have to go through the booth area in order to grab a sample.
And I also keep like some sort of a few little tools around, even though I have a lot of the bigger pieces, like the mix and chop. Almost everybody now knows what this is, and they either have it, or they want to get it, or they know somebody that has it. So, you know, if I'm having a hard time, like, oh, I don't cook, I don't, you know, I kind of have a couple little pieces around where I can just grab and say, have you seen this? You know, everybody loves this. This is one of the most popular pieces, so then you have something to talk about, and you know it's right there, you know. So.
Excellent.